Oh my goodness. Hey,
Low.
Tyson, little head of hair at the bottom of the screen.
His mohawk.
Well, we're going to try this out and see if we can get a good 30-minute podcast recording in here. We just got to occupy Tyson because he's not eating and he's not sleeping. So we got to occupy him. Gone are the days where we can just hold him in our arms and he sleeps the whole time.
He can. He's just got to settle down a little bit.
Yeah. All right. How you feeling, babe?
A little tired right now, so I need to go to the gym, but
Tired? Could we go to the gym? That's good. It's a good habit to have instead of tired, taking up on the couch and eat Cheetos all day.
one time this guy I was working for, John, when I first moved to Florida, I was painting houses. He told me he was painting houses all day and then went to the gym at night. He said he fell asleep in the leg press machine. He said I woke myself up. Oh shoot, I think I was asleep. I was like, man. I said, you work too hard.
That's hilarious. I can fall asleep in the gym.
He's so funny.
Especially how loud it is.
I just thought about that. I've never fallen asleep at the gym.
No.
Not yet.
I mean, not in the sauna?
No.
I guess you probably really should not fall asleep in the sauna. It's pretty dangerous.
Yeah. Take your pillow in there. Take a little nap.
Awesome. Well, yeah, we haven't been on in about 2 or 3 weeks, and I think a lot has happened since then. Kind of been on this hardcore prep for our fitness competition that's happening in less than 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So that's exciting. That's kind of how I was asking you how you felt, like mentally, physically about that.
Things are good. I was starving the other day, just like that. Well, last night I had pancakes before bed, some protein pancakes, but I was starving for it. My body just wanted some carbs, so I've been eating some carbs before I go to bed.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah,
you're trying to put on size for yours, so
healthy size.
Yeah.
So you can't just do whatever you want to do. It has to be kind of systematic.
Yeah, it does. It does have to be systematic, which is why something like this is such a good goal to have. And it's not for everyone. I understand that, but I think for us, it's been good. How do you think it's compared to this time last year?
I think for me, it's a lot more challenging this year because we have a child. So the time in the gym might not, they're not, I might not have as much time, or the time that I do have in the gym has to be a lot more organized.
Yeah.
And so everything has to be thought out a little bit more. The diet started out a little further out than it did last time. So
I think that's a good thing that it's a little bit more challenging, It's not just, I go to work and I have the rest of the day to focus on this. It's like, I got work, I got a baby, I got other things, and then you're still on top of your stuff.
Well, if you want to kind of level up, you want to habit stack or whatever you want to call it. I remember when I was working on Siesta Key and I was like, okay, I know I can work like a 6 to 8 hour shift. What can I do outside of that? Like going to work. Okay, that's what everybody does now. What can I do to set myself apart? Everybody goes to work. It's like, oh, I'm so busy with work. It's like, all right, well, we all have to do that now. What kind of person are you outside of that? Are you working on yourself? Are you
going home?
Are you sticking to the things that you tell yourself you're going to stick to? Yeah. A lot of times they say like guilt and regret are kind of your guidelines, but yeah, anyways. So
what do you regret? What are you guilty about?
Let's see. Yeah, I guess, whenever you're sticking to something like this, at least the food portion, you can't steer outside of the lines or you're going to suffer the consequences, so to speak. So any slight deviation from it, it's like,
it'll show.
That, and I feel it too, so.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been good. I have had a lot of revelations, and I mean, I guess I want to ask you, because since I've known you, I think the fitness show last year that you did was really the only thing that I've seen you ever like make that a concrete finite goal that you work towards. Not to say you haven't worked towards other things.
I did a half marathon. I did a half marathon as well, but I didn't train for it. So that's why you were like, You're not. It's like, well, I'm ready.
Yeah. Okay. So
I mean, I did train
You
for
did
it.
a little bit, yeah.
I did 2 Tough Mudders, 10+ mile Tough Mudders.
But you didn't like work towards it.
I did it.
I mean, not like this.
So I didn't go to the gym and put myself in a position to be able to accomplish those things.
I'm just saying this is different. Like this is like a lot more steps are involved in this.
I wouldn't say this is, I would say this is just different. It's like, you haven't run a marathon yet or a half marathon. It's like
me.
The training is different. The race is different. It's a different sport. So,
okay. Well, what I was trying to get, and sorry, I didn't mean to say you have not worked towards anything. Because I know you've done a lot, but this to me just feels like the biggest thing you've worked on, as far as like there's so many moving parts, and you have to sit down, you have to plan your, like, you have to buy a suit, you have to sign up, you have to pick your classes, you have to pose, there's just so many moving parts to this. The food has to be, again, on point, whereas the marathon and the Tough Mudder, there's really no diet involved in that.
There's something you want to stick towards, or there's
so
there's an outline you should probably follow.
Do you ever feel, or have you felt that has affected your life in other ways?
You mean the sticking to the stuff?
Yeah.
Like
mentally, emotionally, physically.
Say it again. Ask the question again.
Just, do you think that in that journey towards getting to that goal, it has changed your life in other areas, or how you go about your day, or what you think about, or how your time management, or other things you're accomplishing in the meantime?
So, in a roundabout way, I'll answer it like this. Like, there was a time when I was competing in calisthenics, not like a professional. And calisthenics is kind of a weird underground thing. Anyways, I was excited to be able to be on the same playing field as those people, and just to be in the same arena with these athletes I was like proud of. But then after I was competing against these people, I'm like, okay, now the shift has changed from, I'm not just competing with some of the best, I'm actually one of the best. So what does that take to be the top of something? You know what I mean? What does it take to be at the top of something? And so I think with the calisthenics, I learned, like, you have to surround yourself with those other people that are just as good, if not better. And then you find out, what are they doing? What are their tricks? What do they like, and the bodybuilding thing for me has been, everybody has a team, or like a lot of people have teams, they roll with certain coaches and certain people, they all pose once a week and stuff. And for me, I kind of like the fact that it's only been me for a long time. Like, it's only been me. Like, I've been by myself a lot, and I like that kind of like that lone wolf type, like, don't know much about him, don't know how he trains, don't know, anything. And so I've liked that. And I think this, next show that we're going to do, and hopefully Hillary's involved, we will just have the 3 of us. And so that has been cool as far as
she's already a part of our team, and even if she doesn't do it.
So what you're asking, and what I wanted to say was just like getting there, being able to compete, but then once you're able to compete, how do you compete with the best? And then once you're able to compete with the best, how do you bring other people up with you and show them that it's possible as well? Because now finally some of my friends are starting to want to train with me and learn from me. It's like, dude, I'm doing fitness contests, whereas they're maybe trying to lose some weight, or they're trying to change some habits. It's like, but I'm like 10 or 15 years in on this journey, where they're like, a year, or like, it's like you realize that this shit didn't happen overnight. I was running a lot by myself on the beach. I was doing hours of cardio before and after work, running in the dark, and that was all to get to a certain baseline level that I knew I could get to. And there's still a lot of things I want to accomplish in my athletic career, but I was looking at the trophies that I had from the fitness show, and I'm like, I just got 2 trophies and then like 3 medals or 4 medals. I'm like, I need like 3 more trophies or a couple more. Like, a pair doesn't look great. I need like several. So, well, and then also as we like go on in life and we mature, it's nice to like actually look back on the things that you have accomplished. And I think those trophies and those pictures and those moments are going to be a huge testament of the type of people that we are and the type of person that I am. And then Tyson gets to see his dad like that and see what's possible, and other people that grew up with me or were in the same town or know me can see how far someone can change if they really really want to.
Yeah.
If they're able.
I just I guess for me, I look at what kind of goes on in both of our lives separately and together, like when we actually are working towards goals. And I feel like even since you've kind of decided on this goal, you've had another goal accomplished while doing this goal. You know what I mean? So I think it makes you kind of vibrate that positive energy out to where other things can come into your life.
Mm-hmm.
Like last year, you were competing, you were training. Well, I was pregnant, so you were becoming a dad. And then we moved like to a newer, nice place. And I don't know. I just think it gets the ball rolling in other areas of your life. And then this year, you've had another goal accomplished.
Yeah. So this picture is that's of me and my business partner Ben, a good friend of mine. We met at a local live painting event. And so Ben's a second generation artist. His mom and dad were both artists. Mom is a teacher here in Sarasota. His dad was a professional black and white photographer, commercial photographer. So he's done a lot of work as well. He does a lot of painting. He's a cool dude. But so, yeah, I've got to know Ben really well. We recently got a little office space, a little shop, studio, whatever you want to call it.
You're like, I'm at the office, I'm at the shop, I'm at the studio. I'm like, what?
So we have a little storefront with a couple of big canvases in there, and then we have a little spot to do a little painting on the easel, but mostly we'll be doing prints and just conducting some business out of there. We have like a giant storage, temperature controlled storage we'll be bringing. We'll have all of the artworks, his artwork, his mother's artwork, his dad's artwork, my artwork, and another artist. And we'll have all of our art on a website where you can view it, check it out, you can purchase it. But if you wanted to see it in person, you'll have to schedule a consultation with us and we will bring it to the studio for you to view, but that's by appointment only. So it's kind of as of now like a closed gallery by invite only. I'm hoping within the next, I would say 5 to 10 years, we have our own space, and I want to make it to where it's a gallery for real local artists. I want it to work with these artists that I know, that I like, that I trust, that I believe in them, or I believe they have value to Sarasota and the community. And I know a handful of those people. And so I'm ready to sell art for artists and help other artists.
So,
and our little office is right down the street from where we're going to be doing the fitness contest. Yeah. The fitness contest, the NPC show, will be at the Sarasota Opera House, which is where Elvis Presley performed. So you will be on the same stage that Elvis once performed on.
I'm probably going to be wearing less clothes than he was.
I don't know. I don't know if you're going to be shaking your hips like he was.
Probably should.
I told my friend, I said, yeah, I'm gelling my hair and slicking it back, and I'm curling my lip, and tell the judges, thank you very much.
No, I'm excited. I'm excited for it. It's definitely helped me. I think this is probably the only goal you've seen me really, really strive for since I've known you.
Maybe like a physical goal. I feel like you've done all sorts of things, to be honest with you. You've started boot camps, you've hosted things, you've got to travel, you've got to do whatever you've put your mind to. I think that's why you put it to paper, is because you know that works for you.
I still just feel like a physical goal for me is like, it's really hard for me to accomplish something, but then not be accomplishing something physically, or like be proud of myself physically. You know, I don't know why the physical I'm so hard on myself with. It's like, sweet, I accomplished this one thing over here, but I'm not in shape.
Right.
I don't know why. So I think this physical goal has really helped me just get back on track. And
You think when you like exert energy and you feel you feel like just that sense of relief, or you feel good when you do that, or
yeah, I feel good. And then when when I look good, I feel so much better. When I look in the mirror and I see the way my body can look at its optimal shape, I'm like, sweet, I feel so good. And I think just the structure and the time management and just everything. And then it's like I'm super sharp. Like even yesterday, my little client, we were just talking about how I never take naps, and I was like, but I have to work out in the morning because she likes to work out after work, and I was like, I have no motivation after work to work out. I was like, I'm ready to go first thing in the morning, and that gives me all the energy I need for the day. And like, I never take naps even with him. So she's like, you don't sleep when he sleeps? I'm like, no, I just can't sleep. So yeah, I just think it makes me super sharp and focused. And I think if everyone could just love the way they look, I think they would feel so much better.
I don't really agree. I don't know.
Maybe not.
I just think that how you look isn't everything. I think how you conduct your life is more so a representation of how you'll end up looking than if you just like you're just shooting to work out to look good. Then
I'm saying shoot. I'm not saying just to look good. I'm saying yeah, more so of that like you've never seen an unhappy woman that like accomplishes a goal, wait, and she's like, I'm so unhappy. You know what I mean? She's like always in a better mood.
Well, because they say a healthy person wants 1,000 things and a sick person just wants one thing. So a sick person just wants to be healthy.
Right,
A healthy person just wants everything because they got it all already.
Yeah.
You know, it's like health is everything.
So
I think who I listen to, like Jesse Itzler, says 1 year defining moment. Like have one thing that kind of sets the tone for your year, like 1 year defining. Typically, I think it's a physical goal, like one really hard goal that you shoot for and aim for. So I think last year was that show for me. This show too. I think for you, having a baby and then doing a show is kind of an incredible feat.
Having a baby. Well, I actually have a baby, a little bit different, but we're both having had a baby, doing a show, and we're getting married in the same year. So I think we've each had 3 defining moments this year.
Yeah, sometimes things take a long time and sometimes it all happens at once.
Yeah. Well, one thing I saw was just when it comes to setting a goal and kind of the reason why you set a goal and you try to accomplish that habit or get into the habits. Obviously, it's about the journey, not the destination. That's very cliche, but the 3 kind of goals that I heard help the best are an athletic goal, a creative goal, and an intellectual goal. So if you're always focusing on one of those, that's kind of how you should do it.
Intellectual, athletic,
and creative. So it's like for us, it'd be the show, and then say, okay, I don't want to do a physical goal. I want to do a creative goal. That would be writing my book. Then it's like I'm replacing the time that I'm putting into this show into writing a book. So then I would schedule that, and I'd be so hardcore focused on that. And then say, or if I didn't do a creative, it's an intellectual, which I think the main one is like learn a new language or go back to school, something like that. So yeah, I could actually see how that would kind of always just keep you working towards something. And kind of like what I was about to say earlier, was on our last podcast when I was talking about how people just feel aimless. It's because they don't have a goal. Or even I was talking with a client who I coach her online, and she has come back to me probably 3 times to kind of just do some accountability, because she knows that like the physical is kind of where she lacks the most as far as staying on top of her habits. And so she always wants to hire me for like accountability and just like tips and helping her and stuff. And I told her, I feel like for me recently, I always want to come from a place of I'm either going through something or I've been through it when I talk about it. But I think I set too many big goals at once that I end up just not doing any of them. Like I was like, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do this. And then I would just be so overwhelmed by the amount of work it takes for each one that I would just not even put effort into any of them. So that's why I was like, forget all that other stuff right now. I'm only focusing on this physical goal. And then I think it's really helped me. So once I accomplish this, then I will pick another thing. It could be another physical, or I really would like to sit down and write a book one day. So it's like, I told her, write everything down that you have to do every day. Like there's no negotiating. Like you have to do these things no matter what. And then anything else that you're trying to do that maybe you don't have to do, let's put that aside for now. If you really want to focus on this physical goal that you keep, you keep beating yourself up about, or you keep disappointing yourself with, and we're going to make that the sole goal that you're trying to accomplish outside of the things you have to do.
Right.
So yeah, I helped her a lot.
Yeah.
That would be my advice to anyone. It's like, it didn't have to be athletic, but like, say you just have this thing in your mind that you're like, oh my God, I just wish I could accomplish this or do this or get in the habit of doing this. It's like, okay, just that has to be your main goal. Everything. And then that's your target. And then all your arrows or your actions have to be constantly shooting towards that target and bullseye.
So what is it that you're looking to get out of this competition?
I'm going to upset him down.
Oh.
Again, for me, I do feel like it's just put me in this zone of positive emotion, honestly. And I think whenever you kind of said it earlier, but I think you can be super proud of yourself whenever you are following through with the things you say you're going to do. And that leaves you as a person of integrity, a person of trust to yourself. So it's like, okay, if I can trust myself with doing this boom, 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 boom for this long, then I know the next goal I set, I have that like trust and confidence and built up. And I proved to myself that I could do it, So that's what
that's why there's
for me.
That's why there's no other validity like your own. Like whenever you find out, like it's like, oh well, I'm doing this shit for me.
Yeah.
Like,
and I think the best part is that we're not documenting it. We're not talking about it on social media. Like everyone else has to be like, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Make sure I'm doing this. Well, I just think a lot of people do it for show. Like, look at me.
I saw this video of Arnold the other day, and they're asking, like, when this is years ago, but they're like, what do you think about, this is when Arnold was way younger. Like, what do you think about Sylvester Stallone's body? He's like, oh, incredible. He's an incredible physique, amazing. And like, how do you think he would do in Mr. Olympia? He's like, oh, no offense. This is a completely different thing. It's completely different physique. And he says, we have trophies. I have trophies for the things that, I've done, kind of.
That's the thing is, that's kind of like where, I know a lot of people documented Arnold along his journey, but like he wasn't worried about telling everyone what he's doing or making sure he's documenting every single thing and making sure he's like, hey, you all know what I'm doing, right? It's like he was just doing it.
Because he was larger than life.
Yeah.
Same thing with Shaquille O'Neal. These people that are actually huge or actually whatever, but their personality is even bigger than they are. Like, you can be a big teddy bear, and like, I don't know. That's the
only reason. I just think.
No, but
whenever, like our last one about Quentin Tarantino, whenever you're just in your zone doing what you're supposed to be doing, like people will eventually figure it out.
They'll listen.
Yeah. Kind of something I want to go back to what you said earlier, that I was actually having this thought and you kind of touched on it, was I was just thinking about like kind of the group I surround myself with as far as athletes and stuff. And it just came to my mind that like for so long, I've just been coaching women that I'm kind of, like you said, I'm really far ahead of, and that I kind of have to like convince them over and over and over of all these things and like retell them. And they're just behind. It's totally fine. Like we all start somewhere, but I'm like, who do I surround myself with that's like
that or more higher up? Or,
who's above me? Like I'm above these people. Who is above me that I need to be surrounding myself with? And I was like, some people.
I think Liz is one of those people.
Yeah, but we don't really hang out.
No, but our paths have crossed. Yeah, and information crosses, and
so things. I think like having this little team fight group for the show. It'd be good to have a little bigger team or surround ourselves with these athletes that are doing stuff like this.
Well, it'll happen.
We're the ones doing it that people are watching, where it's like,
Right.
I want to be a part of a group that we're all doing it. And then I was like, is that affecting me? I kind of had the thought of like, is this hindering me in my my mental and emotional and physical? You know,
you're just in between. Are you a teacher or are you a student?
Yeah.
Are you a teacher?
Oh, are you asking?
Are you a teacher or are you a student?
Mostly a teacher, but I would love to be more so a student as well.
There you go. You answered your own question. Just be more of a student.
Yeah, I just had that thought like last week. I was like,
just because you surround yourself with someone, or you're in the same car with someone, or you're in the same anything with someone, doesn't change anything about what's going on with you. You know what I mean? It's like you have the abilities to learn, so be open-minded to learning.
Yeah.
So you always assume that the person across from you knows something that you don't. So even if you're coaching somebody, you can give them the information that you know in your head, but also know that they might know something that you don't know.
Yeah.
Whether it's about that subject or not. So just try to always think that this person across from you might know something that you don't. But no, I know exactly what you're saying. And with the like that, as far as in the art community, you have to find people that are older that have been doing it, and you have to learn from these people that have different techniques and different styles. And so, like, I think Bruce Lee said, you know, learn from everybody and then find out what works for you. So some other techniques and people and things that like another strategy like Michael Jordan would use would be, he said he would play with all the best guys in the NBA during the summer, like in LA or wherever they would play Magic, like Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, whatever, all the best players. And Jordan said some people wouldn't want to go play with the best because they think that the best players might steal your moves or whatever. And he said, well, that's absolutely what I was doing. I was going there to watch everybody. And he said, in my mind, I was better at learning their tendencies faster than they could learn mine. And I wouldn't use all my moves in the summer league. I would wait and I would analyze everybody, watch which hand they dribble with, which hand they like to spin around. So he would learn their tendencies and their flaws while being their friend, and then use it against them later. So that's like some real warrior type stuff, you know?
I was gonna say, if they learn your moves, then you know what they're gonna do.
Yeah, so
they're your moves. So we're excited. I think that'll be good. I don't know why I'm excited. I think maybe because I'm thinking of the last one I did 10 years ago and how it really changed the trajectory of my life and career.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm like, ooh, what's going to happen?
I get a movie role. If one of us gets a movie role, who do you think it's going to be? Is Kayla going to get the movie role?
Yeah, I don't know who it would be, in a movie role or a, documentary of how awesome our lives are. Follow us around.
I don't know why.
Get Tyson because we're not sure which, he's going to go to both shows or just one show. But anyways, I got him an all black long sleeve onesie, and he'll have to wear long sleeve black pants because if we're holding him, we can't get tan all over him. But I got him a shirt and it says, "My parents are my heroes." So he'll wear that. Not that I really care. I'm like counting on this or betting on it, but I think it would show a lot to know if the judges did know that we have a 6-month-old. I think they
well, how do you
a little bit
bring him to the
brownie points there?
Bring him to the prejudging.
Bring him to the check-ins. Yeah, bring him to the bring him to
on the front row. Oh, is our baby yelling and screaming? Sorry.
Pinch him.
There he is.
We're
talking about you. We're talking about you.
6-month-old. Sorry.
Someone watch this baby while I do my performance.
I think it would give us brownie points. Not to say that I want to win because of that. Like, oh, she's only one because she's whatever. But
no. Yeah, you got to do what you got to do.
Be like, damn, this
got it. By any means necessary, give me that big old trophy up there.
I mean,
Got a trophy on one hip and a baby on the other.
Think that anyone has competed? Do you think a couple has ever competed having a 6-month-old?
Okay, we should take these mics. We'll take the small mics and we'll
Yeah.
go to the show and we will ask, who do you know how far out from pregnancy and birth did these people have a fitness contest? And we want to know the results because we're trying to be
we're trying to beat
mom and dad of the year.
Yep.
Not that you need a fitness contest to do that, but like you said, okay, the reason why we're so compatible in this department is because you were on your own journey doing your fitness thing with you and your girlfriends and yourself, and you learned about yourself, and that's what you liked. And I've been on that same journey since I was 15, so
yeah, that's what we have in common for sure.
I just made it a personal goal for me last year, the year before. I was like, I want to be like the most aesthetic dude in Crunch. Remember I said something like that? Like I mean, Crunch is like, there's a lot of fit, good looking people in there. It's like, all right, I want to be, one of the top notch dudes here. And then last year for 35 plus in men's physique got first. And now I'm like, okay, that's it. Like I want to be the top man's physique over 35 plus, 35 to 45 or whatever. Like I think that would be just why not? Why can't I be in the top 1, 2, or 3 of the best men's physique in Sarasota? Like that's what I told myself. Why not? Why can't you be? And it's like, okay, well you can be. And also I remember like a few years ago looking back on, I don't know if it was a yearbook or what, but they had Mr. Yukon, which is like a thing they do high school. I don't know if it's kind of perform talent show or whatever. Yeah, you just.
It's a talent?
I don't know what it is. Mr. Yukon. I didn't do it. That's what I'm saying. Like I didn't do it. And I look back at that and I was like, why are all those guys confident enough in high school to go up on stage and be silly and sing or whatever and try to be the man, when I wasn't in that position to. I was in the position to go score 25 points because that's what I like to do, and that's how
I mean, you weren't in that position. You weren't confident enough to do that.
I don't know if the chance ever like really crossed, or if I just wasn't. I don't know if the opportunity ever really came my way, or if I was just avoidant of it. I don't remember. I don't think I ever.
Okay, but go back in time and say you were to do it. What would your talent be?
Oh, I don't know, but I was just
flexing.
Like. No, but I was just trying to say that I was looking back on this. Basically, why didn't I compete or do Mr. Yukon, or why wasn't I able to do that? I don't know. I don't know if the opportunity ever really came my way or if I was ever even interested. I don't remember being interested in it. Yeah. But just like looking back kind of at it, I was thinking, well, why didn't I do something like that? And I said, well, now I have the opportunity to do something like that as an adult. Instead of being Mr. Yukon in high school, why don't I be Mr. Sarasota in a bigger, better, brighter city? And that's so I feel like me saying from now on, you're going to call me Mr. Sarasota is me being a little like arrogant and a little not who I am. But it's kind of like, okay, if I were to be boasting and bragging, that's who I would be, you know? So that's kind of
good.
Instead of Mr. Yukon, I'm Mr. Sarasota.
2 weeks.
Yeah. Well, I've got to get a trophy, so I'm not leaving without.
I do everything last minute. I just ordered my suit last night.
Yeah.
And I don't even know if it's going to fit. So
yeah.
Hopefully it does. How do you think my posing is?
It's good. I feel like you've obviously done the walk before, so I feel like
the model walk.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited. Well, we'll keep you guys posted, and just know that our lives are going to be forever changed whenever we win, and then we get Mr. and Mrs. Sarasota, and then we get a movie deal. And
the only thing that's going to change is free pizza for life.
Free pizza for life? Who's giving us free pizza for life?
Oh, you didn't hear?
Oh.
If you win your category, you get free pizza from the fountain for life.
Oh, I'll take it. Take it.
So,
all right. Well, this is our reminder to pick one goal that you want to focus on. And if it can be within those top 3 athletic, creative, intellectual. You can really hone in and focus on one. You have that target. Your arrows are your actions, and you can constantly be striving for that bullseye. I personally think, I don't know about you, but that you will create positive momentum in your life, and you'll be the person that follows through on what you need to do. You create integrity and trust within yourself, and that plays out into so many other areas of your life. And it's not just about the destination, it's about the journey. All right, we're going to go take care of our boys. All right. Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.